G'day everybody, Sam Marwood here from Cultivate Farms and welcome to episode 35 of Cultivate Farms TV. I thought I'd do something a little bit different this week. One, I would walk around, which I've only done a few times in these updates before, and the other is just to go back and down memory lane and look at episode 1 of Cultivate Farms TV. So, what was that, 35 weeks ago, early 2017. I'm going to play that video and just commentate now though about the points that I bring up, which I think is really interesting. So we're talking about AgSkills Vic. That's a great organisation in northeast Victoria who can provide training across the country, who are all about finding ways to get you educated in a practical way around farming skills, like how to fly a drone, which is going to be more and more needed in the future, and drenching and all the practical things around farming, which they're awesome, great people to check out. So if you need training, go check those guys out. We talked about Tim and Tegan's Lease. That was the first farm we've matched for Cultivate Farms, and it hadn't been set up yet, but now it is. So that's awesome, and Tim and Tegan are just thriving, and Tim's giving weekly updates or daily updates almost on the farm of what's happening, which is what we encourage you guys to do as well. Use social media to get your name out there. We were looking at dairy farms, and this was, 35 weeks ago. We still are looking at those same dairy farms, and I guess that's a bit of a lesson that things take a long time to find arrangements and find the right people. We are looking at one person for those farms right now, and the other farm is still available, so we're still trying to find ways to make it happen. So it's just to let you know that these deals take a long time. Talked about, are you prepared what are you prepared to sacrifice? Where are you prepared to move? And it's the same question. Are you really ready to get on your farm, and what are you doing to make it happen, and how are you going to make it happen? Filmed our ad. So the ad you guys hopefully have seen was just being filmed. We were thinking about doing a crowdfunding campaign to get things going, but when we realised, let's just build a business and go from there. And so that's where our membership fees come in, which is helping us to pay for what we're doing. So that in a way is sort of our crowdfunding campaign to keep the business going and keep us able to work on this. So please do sign up. And we're updating the website you see now. It's our MVP, minimum viable product, and we're going to keep improving it. But that hadn't even been developed yet, so that was 35 weeks ago. And we're talking to people like WWOOFers, so willing workers on organic farms, and they're great supporters of ours, helping us to get the word out and inspire some of those farmers out there. So that's just some of the things to talk about. There's a lot happening then. There's still even more happening now, but it's great just to sit back and reflect, and also cool to see me having a crack first time at Facebook Live. Talking to a camera is not a natural thing to do, but now I'm getting used to it. So hope you enjoy, and I'll see you next week. G'day everybody, Sam Marwood here from Cultivate Farms. I am doing another Facebook Live. I'm getting used to these things. It could be a bit scary, but I'm just going for it. Makes it a lot easier than having to edit the films and upload them. So I hope you enjoy. So here you are in the inner sanctum of Cultivate Farms. This is the room that I've been working in, one of the rooms I've been working in the last 2 years, along with Tim and Tegan, to get Cultivate Farms up and running. So I thought I'd bring you right inside, and I want to give you an update of all things Cultivate Farms, to give you a feel for the momentum we're building. And we want to do this every week, to tell you about the meetings we're having, the people we're talking to, and get you even more excited about the possibility of your farming dreams becoming a reality. So I've got a big list here. I'll just start working through it. We'd love any questions you guys have as we're going through. I think they pop up here on the screen. So let's go. So just got off the phone to Leon and Rihanna from AgSkills Victoria and Wodonga TAFE, and talking to them about how do we get information out to you about how you get farm ready. So we want to provide as many opportunities as possible for you to take on education courses, go get farm ready, go work on a farm, etc. So we just want to be that portal where you can go to find all those opportunities, because you need to have those skills to be a likely candidate to get matched onto a farm. So the more skills you have, the more likely you're going to get picked. So we're working with those guys to try and figure out how we provide some simple information on where to go to get your skills up. Our first farm. So you might have heard about us getting Tim and Tegan onto the first farm, which is really exciting. It's going to be a lease. It hasn't been signed yet. We're probably, I'd say, a month away from it being signed. It's a great property around Albury, but Tim and Tegan are working furiously with the the farmer who's looking to step back to get that up and running, which is really exciting. That will form the template for the thousands of farms that we set up with you guys across Australia. The dairy farm gave an update yesterday. There's a couple of dairy farms in Northern Victoria. I was just really pumped after those discussions that there are farmers out there looking to step back who love the idea of what we're doing. And we've got a real possibility here of getting these 2 farms established with some investors, and we are actually talking, well, this last week we've been speaking to 3 investor groups actually who are trying to find farms, and they love the idea again of what we're doing, where they can match investors with their investors with aspiring farmers who want to put in equity and the sweat equity as well. So there are these organisations out there. People ask us, do you have investors? We know we have investors ready. If there's good farms, there's going to be investors ready to go. So those 2 farms, we're just going to unpack the numbers and see what is who is out there that wants to jump in on that. So we put out the call the other day for dairy farmers for the Shepparton area, and just got a few responses which are all great, but it just made me think about how, maybe something for you guys to reflect on, how desperate are you to get farming? So some people say, oh, I don't want to travel, I don't want to move that far to become a farmer, and the reality might be that you need to move to a different state to make your farming dream a reality. So I encourage everyone to think about, what are you prepared to and not prepared to do to make this happen? I think there's going to be lots of opportunities pop up, and you need to know straight away whether you're interested in it. So I think get that sorted in your mind. What are you prepared to risk? What are you prepared to lose? What are you prepared to gain? Are you prepared to move? That sort of stuff, and make sure that you know that, so when these opportunities pop up, you're ready to go. Because yeah, we think this could happen relatively quickly, but it is a mindset you've got to be in to make sure you're ready to go for it. I spoke in Wagga at the Young Professionals in Ag session, and I tried to record it to share with you guys, but I didn't. And it's all about how you start a business around your idea, like what we've done with Cultivate Farms, and I really enjoyed that. Hopefully one day I'll get to reflect on that with you guys as well. How do you get up every morning and try and make your crazy idea a reality? Last week, 2 weekends ago, we filmed our ad for Cultivate Farms, which was awesome. We had drones out there following Tim on his horse, and even drones following Tegan in a ute. So we saw our first edit today. I haven't even shown Tegan and Tim yet, actually. But that ad will be used to promote what we're doing, and it'll be the cornerstone of our crowdfunding campaign that we're going to launch late April. We'd love all your support for that. So that'll be the reason why we're doing a crowdfunding campaign, is that we want to show Australia that there are hundreds, if not thousands, of aspiring farmers out there who are desperate to get farming but just can't, but want to back us to see if we can make this a reality. So just want to let you guys know about that crowdfunding campaign. Get thinking about whether you want to help us and support us, but we need you. We can't do this without you, so we need you guys to back us, to back you onto your dream farm. The website, we're updating the website, so it's going to be more of a Tinder / eFarming / LinkedIn style setup, where you as an aspiring farmer will register your details. We've got the first draft at the moment, and we'll smash through that and hopefully have a beta out in the next couple of weeks. And again, we'd love people to jump on and start using it, so we can start spruiking you guys to investors and retiring farmers across Australia. Spoke to WWOOFers, so willing workers on organic farms, the other day. They love what we're doing, so they have thousands of people who come from all over the world in Australia, just working on organic farms. And there seems to be like a nice little partnership there that we could say, well, if you're going to work on an organic farm, why not see if you can own it and talk to that farmer that you're working on to see what their transition options are. So we're just always trying to think about other ways we can get people thinking about, how do you get onto your farm, how do you meet retiring farmers to get them to hand over their farm to you. We're getting great responses for these videos. People love watching them. We're all about giving information. So if there are any questions you have around how do you get farming, we've been surrounding ourselves with this sort of stuff, and we want to get that information out. So we'll keep doing those videos, but keep asking questions. We're getting messages that give me tingles. There was a guy from Wimmera who messaged saying, "Wow, imagine getting young people back to the bush, to the country. Like, everyone's leaving. Imagine if something like this could actually happen. This could be a really big change, and for the better." And I was just reading it and going, yes, that's it. That's our vision. We want to get hundreds, thousands of young people back. We want to rejuvenate regional communities by making it possible to own a farm. So it's great. People are starting to get the vision and understand what we're trying to do here. We're talking to the Youth Food Movement Australia. So they've got a lot of people who care about where their food comes from and trying to figure out how do we align with those guys, how do we even get some of those people, a lot of them from the city, how do you encourage them to become a farmer. And talking about cities, my dad sent me through this, is that in reverse? Hopefully it's not in reverse, the Journal of Agriculture from 1968, and it's about the would-be farmer. I just want to read this out, that the issues we're looking at right now have not been solved since 1968. So it says, to buy a 700-acre sheep property, which represents an investment of $100,000, he would need $60,000. The same amount of equity would be desired for a wheat or beef property. So what's that, 60% equity to get a loan? In view of these hard facts, it is surprising not only that the suburban man with too little capital to establish a new way of life should exist with such vain hopes, but also that he is so numerous. There is, of course, no way of knowing what his numbers are, but the number of inquiries is considerable, and presumably there is a greater number of who remain unknown. That's amazing. That's exactly why we started Cultivate Farms, is to get those people out there who want to be farmers and just up against the capital restraints that are there. It's ridiculous. And there's been no solutions. And I'm not saying we're going to be a solution for everything, but we're hopefully a solution for many people to make their farm dreams a reality. And again, just love your support to get us going. And I think that's about it. This coming week we're writing more blog articles, trying to pump them. We've got a big backlog. We want to get them out with practical information interviews. We've even got Dick Smith interviewed. Want to keep unpacking how we get these dairy farms and talking to investors. And we're applying for grants. So the Farming Together grant is one that we've in the process for getting business support and even some funding to get our website up and running. So lots of running around. Momentum is building. Again, please share this. Please share Cultivate Farms with your friends. The more people that know about this, the better. We're going to create a movement. We're going to create a movement of aspiring farmers, so that banks, so that investors, so that retiring farmers, so that city people just know that farming can be and is the #1 career choice of most people, and we should be backing them onto making that dream a reality. So thanks everyone for watching. I want to do this again every week. Hopefully that happens. And again, thanks for your support. Speak soon.